Okay, guys, here we are. We got horsepower obsessed, one member, well, two members technically, of the Vette Syndicate crew. Jason is not here just yet, but he's going to make a surprise entrance here in a little bit, so stay tuned for that. But guys, we are 20 weeks in. Me and Steve were just talking about it. The big 2-0. We have been doing the Vette Syndicate, the Corvette Weekly, 20 weeks in a row, guys. That's like almost half a year. How about that? What do you guys think?
That's devotion.
It is. It's awesome. I love it. And all the guys over in the comment section, you guys are equally as devoted. We love it. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, guys, we are here to talk about some Corvette stuff. So, yeah, I see some of the comments happening over here already. Ken, I'm going to miss you at Carlisle this year, man. I hope you feel better. Ralph Cruz, hello, beautiful Corvette people. You guys really are beautiful, too. Let me tell you. Us Corvette guys, we're a little more beautiful than a normal guy, I think. But Elijah is here. Omid, what's up, guys? How's it going? Steve-O, he has to put 1%. He has 1% to put down. All right, guys, we are going to talk a lot about the allocation process today. And of course, we're going to talk about some big dealerships charging big money that got the smackdown recently. And Steve is going to have a real interactive part of this because this man right here, right there, he might have single-handedly caused something to happen today. We're going to talk about that in a second. But guys, the Corvette community has come together and we have made something beautiful happen. We're going to talk about all this stuff. We got a bunch to talk about today. But Isaiah's on. What's up, buddy? I just saw you a little bit ago. General Lee, how's it going, man? How pumped are you? Actually, no, I'm sorry. You're not that pumped. You're not going to Carlisle. That's right. Dang. Dang. I was hoping to see you. Ryan, he had withdrawals yesterday when we postponed the live stream. I know. I'm sorry, man. I wanted to do it. Steve wanted to do it. Jason wanted to do it. But all three of us had something crazy huge happening right around the same time. Steve was knocked out. I was driving from Florida.
Okay.
What's that?
My mouth is still swollen from yesterday. I had oral surgery.
Yeah, guys. And the sad part is if I would have pressured, I bet he would have been on here. I bet we would have all found a way to make it happen. But I didn't want to reduce the quality of our live streams. I wanted to keep the quality up, and I don't want it to become an afterthought. I want it to be something that we can all have fun doing and enjoy doing. I don't want it to be choppy, kind of crappy video and stuff like that. So I think waiting a day, I think will work because we got a lot of stuff to to talk about today. Future Sean says, don't mess with Steve. You don't want to mess with Steve.
There's a few YouTubers know that too.
Yeah. All right. So let's see what else we got here. Hello to you, Justin, and everybody in the Corvette community. He's vacationing in Palm Beach, but here he is. Guys, Blue Vette. What a dedicated subscriber this guy is. He is on vacation and he is tuned in. That's freaking awesome. Doug Hooks, what's up? General Lee will be at Corvettes Carlisle next year with his Z06. Steve Robertson, what's going on, man? We got a lot of stuff to talk about Z06 related today, guys, and you are going to love some of this. Like I said, Protective Dad Prank Steve here, one of the valued members of the Vette Syndicate crew. He did something magical for the Corvette community today. Steve is a train killer, technically, right?
Yeah.
Is it? Are your arms registered weapons?
Well, I know what to do.
Isaiah with the first super chat of the day, guys. So Isaiah says, "Go, go, go, go." So we got to get some news going here. He's anxious. So guys, we're gonna flip over to the web browser real quick, and I'm gonna show you the very first thing that we're gonna talk about today, which is going to be sorry, that comment caught me off guard. The fact that the 2023 Corvette Z06 is going to be a limited production. I know a lot of you kind of already know that, but let's show you what I'm talking about. So as you guys can see here, the Z06 is going to be limited to just 10% of the total C8 Corvette production. Let's talk about why this kind of sucks. So it's nice to finally get some allocation info from Chevy after waiting for ever. But at the same time, if you guys remember before the car was officially allocated, I guess, we were told 15,000. We were told that we were going to get 15,000 Z06s. I knew that number was probably based on the fact that we get 40,000 C8s a year, which of course has never happened yet. But I didn't think it was going to be quite as low as this, because with this said, if it's only actually 10%, so far I believe we are only at around 22,000 C8s made. We're looking at less than 2,500 Z06s for the year. What do you guys think about that? I mean, this really takes the chances of pretty much any of us getting a Z06 and drops them hard. But real quick, guys, gotta call out General Lee. He's got the second super chat of the day, and it says it's for pain meds for Steve. So Steve, you just earned yourself $20. Oh.
Ow.
Show it again. Show it again. Oh God, that looks painful, dude.
Woo.
Ow.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So General Lee just donated $20 to Steve for some pain meds. After YouTube takes their cut of that, we'll make sure Steve gets his 36 cents. I'm just joking. Oh man. You will get every dollar of that one though, Steve. You've earned that by having it's like the Tooth Fairy. General Lee's the Tooth Fairy.
Exactly.
All right. So anyway, guys, let's get back to the news. Thank you, General Lee. You're awesome as always. Future Sean says, seems more and more likely there may be some concern with this car and reliability. It does seem that way, guys. Why else would Chevy say 10%? Why are they going to limit the Z06 to 10%? That's really, really strange. And I'm kind of, I don't know. I have some questions. But the big thing here is, if you're looking to get a year one 2023 C8 Z06, you're going to be one of, at most, 28, maybe 3,000, 2,800 to 3,000. I highly doubt they're even going to get to that point, though. I'm saying somewhere between 24 and 2,500. So if there's only 2,500 C8 Z06s in the country, where does that put your dealership? Is your dealership big enough to get an allocation at all? If they get one, are they going to get more than that? How many of us are actually number one on a list, you know? So, yeah, General Lee, I'm with you, man. He says he hates to sound selfish, but all he needs is one allocation. And that is the truth. That is the case with pretty much any of the people out there waiting for these cars. But the sad reality is it will eventually affect everybody. It will eventually affect me. It's going to eventually affect you, even if you get your one allocation. Because if you ever go to get another car, this seems like it's only going to get worse. And everybody seems to be okay with it up until this guy over here comes into play, because he wasn't okay with it. But yeah, Omid says 1,500 max. I think it's going to be a little bit more than that, because I know right now we're at about 22,000 C8s. Last time I checked, about 22,000 C8s built. So if they're going on 10% of that number, we're already at 2,200. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is getting nuts, guys. So again, maybe they're gearing up for the E-Ray, Bruno says. It's possible, but right now the current rumor is that the E-Ray is going to come out in 24. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like we got more time than it seems like Chevy's like rushing for some reason, but we have the time. Like, just go with the natural progression here. Future Sean says Sioka is going to get less than 100 cars. That's crazy, because Sioka is a gigantic Corvette dealership. If they get less than 100, dealerships aren't getting any if that's the case. Generally, he says, I'm driving that until gas becomes illegal. I hear you, man. I got 3 big V8s in the arsenal now, and one of them's a freaking 7-liter V8. I don't care if that thing guzzles gas or not. I'm going to enjoy every second of it. Wheeler O'Hara says, hey, Justin and everyone, I hope that, the Texan dealer, we're going to talk a lot about that in a second. I really want to say 8%. Car speed. The sad part is, is the way it's worded, it could be. Could be. I mean, Chevy's not, they do typically update us on how many C8s that have been built in a year, but I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, yeah, Grandpa Barney, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Guys, I'm seeing all you on here tonight. I love it. Thank you so much, guys. What do we got here? What did I see? I heard somebody say something about the gas guzzler issue with this car, and I can't remember the name now. Robert. I think it was Robert here. If that was you, whoever was just talking about the gas guzzler issue just a second ago, let me know, because there was something about that I wanted to mention tonight, and I need some information on it first. So basically what I'm getting at, guys, is somebody is speculating, and apparently there's some rumors out there right now showing that the Z06 is going to be limited, not for any build quality or anything like that reasons, but because of something EPA related. I saw somebody mention it in the comments section a second ago. If you're still in here, shoot a message into the chat here so I can see it. The markups on the cars are absolutely nuts. Yeah, Dad's Garage is right, guys. Let's get the thumbs up number up. We got 197 people watching, only 45 thumbs up, guys. The thumbs up helps a lot. I know I say it a lot in all these videos, but you would not believe how much it really does help these videos. Elijah, yes, something EPA related is preventing, this is what I've heard. This is just a rumor at this point. There's no confirmation of this from Chevy yet, but basically it is EPA kind of limiting the car because of the emissions and the fact that it's not super environmentally friendly, I guess, but markups should 100% be illegal. I totally agree. It's disgusting what some of these dealerships are doing. We're going to talk a lot about that in 1 second. Okay. Blown, I'll have an answer for you in a second. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was something along those lines. I will find it and I will get back into this in a second. I think it was EPA related. I can't remember exactly what it was. But Red Stingray Corvette, what's up? How you doing? We are witnessing the death of dealerships. At this point, I almost hope we are. Thumbs up button engaged. Sweet. All right, guys, I'm going to go back over to the news here for a second because there's a little bit more to talk about here. The 10% of the regular C8 Corvette is how many 2023 Z06s we're going to get. But there's a lot of information to cover here. So I'm not going to go over all of this. But the big one to talk about is this one here. It says, to put this into perspective, the August 2022 order cycle only had 281 Corvette Z06s allocated nationally. If we take that figure out 10 months, that's just under 3,000 Z06s for the model year. Assuming the total C8 production goal this year is 30,000 cars. Chevy has yet to build 30,000 C8s in a year, so those Z06 quantities could be even less. I think that they're going to be less because just like he said himself here, this is Keith writing this article, I believe, they have not hit 30,000 C8s, and their goal is actually 40,000. 40,000 was the number originally talked about because that's actually 10,000 more than what they built for the 2014 C7s was 30,000. So this being 30,000 is still not where they should be, but even if they hit 30, that still only gives us 3,000 Z06s. That's not a lot of cars. And I know with the car having the demand that it has right now, 3,000 is not going to satisfy the amount of people out there right now that want one. All right, so let me see what else we got here. Oh, I got to find this comment. Let me see if I can find this real quick, guys. It was in my Instagram, and it was something related to gas guzzler. But let me take a look here. So we're going to move on to one more piece of information about the C8 Z06, and it's kind of suspension related. So if you guys know who Speed Phenom is, I'm not going to go heavy into his channel information or anything, but he is a YouTuber and he has a lot of interesting outlooks on stuff. And he actually got to ride in a C8 Z06 the other day. and he has a lot of talks with the actual suspension managers and stuff there. And they go over a lot of the differences between the Z06 and the Z07 package car. Now, as you guys know, from the C7, the Z06 and the Z07 package car, the major differences were different tire compounds and a little bit more aggressive aero, as well as a stiffer suspension. The same changes basically apply here from the C8 to the C8, or from the C8 Z06 to the C8 Z07 package car. The big thing is the tire compound. You're going to get that Sport Cup 2R rubber. You're going to get a slightly more aggressive suspension, and you are getting that more aggressive aero. Now, the big thing here is, though, there's a lot of things to talk about, because what are the differences in the spring rates, the ride frequencies, the tires, the mag ride calibrations, all that stuff. He goes over all this stuff in this video. Again, this is the stuff brought to us from the Mid-Engine Corvette forum, but it's good to hear some of this stuff. The last I heard, and I have not watched this video yet, but I've heard that there's a lot of good information in here. The last I heard about this is that the Z06 to the Z07, the difference in ride, the stiffness of suspension is only 7%. Whereas with the C7 Z06 to the C7 Z07, it was more like, I think, 33%. So the fact that there's barely a difference there tells me the Z06 and the Z07 are both going to be very track capable cars. Dad's Garage says Chevrolet should pull the dealership from any dealer selling that car for over MSRP. That would stop this nonsense today. Yes, in Dad's Garage, we actually talked about this, because the fact that they're not doing anything and it's this out there, it tells me either Chevy doesn't care or Chevy can't stop it. Future Sean said, we talked about how you can buy carbon fiber wheels without the Z07, but the carbon fiber wheels without Z07 doesn't come with the Cup 2Rs. And we did. So Sean and I had a conversation on Instagram about this. It's really odd that Chevy has decided to recently lift the requirement for carbon fiber wheels to have a Z07 package car. So initially, you couldn't get the carbon fiber wheels unless you got the Z07. They lifted that. Now you can get the carbon fiber wheels with the Z06 or the Z07. But if you don't get the Z07, it comes with a different tire. So the carbon fiber wheel will not come with the Sport Cup 2Rs if you don't have a Z07 packaged car. Kind of odd, but I guess it is what it is. So again, there's a lot of kind of oddities to this whole launch that don't quite make sense. But at the same time, I guess it kind of does, because, you know, maybe you want the carbon fiber wheels with regular tires on it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you have the carbon fiber wheels on your Z06 without a Z07 package? I'm curious. I'm actually going to make this a poll, because I want to know how many of you actually would do that, and whether or not that was something, if that's why Chevy changed this, is because so many people requested it. Would you put carbon fiber wheels on your Z06 non-Z07 car? Let me know in this poll, guys, because it seems odd. It seems kind of like a weird thing for them to do, because if I had to guess, I don't think the answer is going to be mostly yes on this. I think it's going to be mostly no. All right, so let's see. Omid says, I still don't know how they tested that car at Laguna given the strict max 92 decibel rule. I was wondering about that myself, because with the C7 ZR1, if you guys remember, they had like really crazy long exhaust tips that like went up the side like that to prevent the sound from reaching the person who monitors those things. I didn't see anything like that with the Z06. Okay. Yeah, Steven, I'm not sure. I mentioned the EPA thing. I probably shouldn't have mentioned anything about it yet until I had that information here, because I saw something the other day about it, and I really wanted to talk about it, and I totally forget who it was on Instagram that sent me the message about it. And I'm pretty sure it was something EPA related, but let's forget about that for now. I don't have the facts here to back anything up with that just yet, so that'll be something we cover maybe in another live videos. I'm ordering a Z tomorrow at Bachman. I'm told my sales rep, the markup is $50K, trying to get them to give me something with that in writing, because I think it's complete BS. Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about that in a second, guys, because we, as a Corvette community, we kind of broke some dealership from being able to charge over MSRP. You know what? Let's talk about it now. So we're going to go over to the browser. We're going to look at Corvette Blogger. We got 3 examples of dealers behaving badly with their 2023 Corvette Z06 allocations. Now, what behaving badly means is charging over MSRP for no freaking reason. So number 1 is, of course, the Mac, what is it? Hike? Yeah, Mac Hike in Houston, Texas. This is going to be the interesting one, guys, because Steve has something to add to this after we go through this real quick. So we heard that Mac Hike Chevrolet in Houston, Texas, which of course is where Steve lives, was one of the dealers who received a Z06/Z07 allocation last Thursday. Today, their Z06 non-refundable deposit policy was leaked to the internet, showing a required deposit, which was non-refundable, of $6,000, and that would be applied to the cost of the car as a down payment, along with an adjusted dealer markup of 90 grand. So right off the bat, unless you have 100 grand in your hand, you literally could not even order this car from them. They will probably get that figure as well, unless you say no to rewarding this kind of behavior. But look at this, guys. This is ridiculous. So we have it literally in writing on paper, talking about the fact that this thing is a $90,000 markup from this dealership. Ridiculous. So because we do our own kind of investigation here with the Vette Syndicate crew, Steve decided to give this dealership a call today. I'm going to let Steve talk about this part because this is nuts. So Steve, tell us what happened when you called this dealership.
Funny because I started over the last couple of days, I started seeing these people are sending me on Vette Syndicate and even on my own channel this exact photo. And have you heard about it? So I called Justin. I'm like, have you heard about this? Because I didn't know if it was fake. And so we're like, I don't even know how you pronounce it. You know, the 3 of us, me, Justin, and Jason, are always texting each other in a group. And I'm like, how do you pronounce it? Well, I happened to find a video. It's called Mac Hike. So I called Mac Hike, and the lady answered the phone. I said, hey, can I please speak to your general sales manager? And I said who I was and why I was calling. I was part of a group that's going to do a live video tonight. And I heard about this going on. I wanted to see if I could get a quote from them about it and to clarify if this is okay. Went right to voicemail. I had no way to leave a voicemail. Called right back. I said, I want to talk to the general manager. Same thing. Went to the voicemail. Didn't have any way to leave anything. So the lady answered one more time, and I said, hey, this is who I am. I'm making a story about this tonight. We're going to go live, and you better let somebody know. That's my words. You better let somebody know we're going to be talking about this tonight, because a lot of the people that in the Corvette community are pretty ticked about this. She goes, just a second. She gets on the phone. Somebody actually answered. So I'm talking to this guy, and I explained who I was, and I said, I'm going to give you a chance to explain if it's real or not. And he literally, click, hangs up on me. And I go, oh, heck no. So I called Justin. I go, is there a way to get hold of GM, like GM corporate? We didn't know. So I looked it up. I kid you not. I don't know how this even happened. I told the lady on the phone who I was, what I was going to do. I said, you can look us up on Instagram. Tonight we're going to go live. I want to speak to somebody about this because I said, I got a big problem. Why? I know all about the the $50,000 markups on some of these cars. I know about how you're trying to say these are flippers and that if we sell these cars before a year, we're going to lose our warranty. She goes, just a minute. I'm going to put you in charge. I don't want to leave his name out, but let's just say he's the product relations for the Z06. Got to him and told him exactly. This is why I said, how are you going to tell me that GM is stopping these flippers when I see this? There's $90,000 markup when I know other dealerships are all charging $50,000, and your big course of action is that if we sell this car, we're going to lose the warranty. That's not right. And I gave him the number, and I said, and I sent him the photo was on there. Well, miraculously, I'm not saying anything, but this is ended. And this is the power of a community, guys. And tomorrow, I've got 2 more dealerships I'm going to call. You know what? If you've got a dealership, I'm doing this right now. Go to Vette Syndicate. Give me the name and the markup. And tomorrow, I'm going to hit this guy up with every single name and dealership that you know of. And I'm going to rat out all these people because I'm sick of it.
Yeah. All right, guys. So as you heard there from Steve, it seems like this might be over with this particular dealership. So why I'm saying that is I got a print screen or a screenshot basically from somebody on my Instagram channel, or my Instagram account, I guess. I'm trying to open this up for you guys to see. Here we go. Yeah, so check this out. That same dealership just so happens to be one that has been shamed into selling the Corvette Z06 at MSRP. So instead of charging $90K over, enough of us have complained, and Steve, it was actually right after Steve made his phone call that this was sent to me. So Steve might have been the one that has broken this trend.
Look behind you.
What's up?
What's going on? All right, guys. So I got a surprise guest for you. You want to pull up that chair right there?
Yeah, it's for you.
We got the other member of Vette Syndicate in the house. That's not her. This has to be moved.
Hiding.
All right, let's move this around somehow. This is going to get interesting real quick. We gotta get all three of these guys in here. There he is. Look, he's squeezing in.
Hi, Steve.
All right, we're all here. Guys, Jason's here. He is going to Corvettes at Carlisle this year, and his plane was a little bit late. This is one of the reasons why we delayed until today, because we wanted Jason in the horsepower obsessed compound.
Yep.
So he's here. We're gonna fill him in on what's going on here in a second. But basically, I think you already know Steve maybe broke the pattern for these dealer markups, right?
Yeah, and I saw on Facebook today where somebody did mention that it was that they apologized. I actually screenshotted it, what they said, with their little apology.
Yeah, their apology.
Yeah, they're backstepping.
Yeah. Maddie's Garage is on here. What's up, man? We're gonna see you in a couple days. Yep, General Lee's on. Dad's Garage, Tim.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm gonna flip back over to the browser here so you guys know what I'm talking about. We are talking about this. It looks like the dealership in Texas, Mac Hike, has been shamed into giving us the Z06 at MSRP. Now, number one, I'll be honest with you, this is kind of ridiculous that it comes down to something like this for us to get the car at MSRP. But it's also a real big testament to how much power we actually have as a Corvette community. So when we band together and we all complain, eventually the dealership will listen to us.
Damn.
So just so you guys know, your voice does not go unheard. So if you are at a dealership like this that's giving you any kind of crap like this, and you want the car at MSRP, be the squeaky wheel that gets the grease. That was Steve. That was Steve today. Look, I mean, look at this man. Look at him. Does he look like a squeaky wheel? Well, he is.
You got the grease.
You got the grease today, Steve. The best part is Steve, he's out there fighting for us, and he doesn't even want a Z06.
What I tell you I was going to do, I said, if I get a chance, you want
Not
If
sorry.
just-
Just sorry we got caught. Sorry
Right.
that everybody got mad.
Right. I'm sorry, Steve. Say that again.
Remember I said, if I could get anything out of this whole deal, just give Justin an allocation for the Z06. I don't have to be me.
Yeah. And that's the thing, guys, is like we're all a group here. Now, the only reason Steve says that is because the allocation I have now is 10K over, and I have not stopped complaining about that. And Steve wants me to stop, so he's going to try to get me a car at MSRP. But yeah, Jason pointed out, somebody said here that they weren't sorry, they were just sorry that they got caught. And unfortunately, that is accurate. The dealerships, and that's why you got to be squeaky with this. You got to be a Steve. Turn into a Steve.
I cannot wait till you watch the playback of this, because I'm watching this now, and Jason looks like mini-me.
Yeah, I'm closer to the camera. That's why I got to back up.
And I can't hear Steve.
Yeah, he can't hear you. I forgot. If you want to put this on, you can.
Oh, yeah.
It's clean.
That's...
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that's actually, LT4 powered. I know him. He lives not too far from here. So guys, again, let's look at this one more time. This is the work of a Corvette community that has just absolutely killed it because we're doing it. Is it not working?
Nah, it didn't connect. That's what I was thinking. Maybe it had to be.
That's a
So
good question. If they asked, what did GM actually do? Well, I actually don't know. Do you?
No, I don't think GM did anything. I think we did. If you weren't here for the story, Steve actually called that dealership and literally gave them the business and is squeaky sledgehammer. As soon as he gave him the business, the guy hung up on him. So they were tired of hearing this. They got to the point where everybody was calling, complaining about the fact that they were charging over MSRP. So they just decided to stop charging over MSRP. I highly doubt GM did anything.
I agree.
Wheeler O'Hara says, Justin, do you have news on your order or allocation? So Wheeler, I technically have no news. I'm waiting for an allocation. So I am number 2 at a dealership out of North Carolina. And if that allocation comes through, which it should by September 8th now, I will have my order solidified. So I already have it entered into the system, but not solidified yet.
Oh, heck no. Future Sean, if you're hearing me, make sure you send that to me.
$90K ADM guy. Number one, I love the name. It very clearly says what's going on there. But guys, the person who is the guy from the letter is actually here on the chat. So I'm assuming you're the guy that got served this letter, not the guy that wrote the letter. Because if you're the guy that wrote the letter, you're not going to like the responses you get in here. Dr. Corvette, what's up? I just now saw you on here. He says, social media will kill them, guys. They just need to make a deal with the customer. I learned the hard way. It's market pricing, no different than going to a restaurant and paying more for food, I guess. Yeah, social media is exactly what killed them. And between Steve and the fact that the Corvette community in general just banded together and freaking ripped this dealership apart to the point where they literally had to say, okay, we're done. We're sorry. Don't hate us anymore. We need to basically start charging MSRP for these cars. So what is the actual job of that GM customer Z06 satisfaction guy? I don't know. Steve, do you have any idea?
Nope, but I've seen him on Instagram. I don't want to give his name out, but I know who he is. But, here's one good thing, too, I want to say. Well, people don't realize the power of Google reviews. I'm huge on Google reviews. Everybody, every single person, no matter where you should be going to that dealer. And if you put the word, this dealership is a fraud or anything in the beginning, man, they're going to answer. Believe me. If you get enough people with the word fraud or scam and then what they're doing, they don't want that on there. They do not want that. They want you to go away.
Yeah. And yeah, guys, there's a lot of stuff we can do. Banding together like this, creating groups like this, where we can literally have the power of, there's 302 people watching right now. And if we have 302 people right off the bat saying the same thing in the comments after again and again and again, and then we're saying it on screen, we're saying it on Instagram, Steve's putting it out there on Google reviews, you're putting it out there on Google reviews, that dealership's not going to be able to survive that kind of attack almost. They're going to have to back down. And just like in this situation, they did. And I don't know a lot about Mac Hike, but I assume based on what I've read that they're not a huge dealership, but they're on the larger side. They're not small. I don't know. That's pretty awesome. So the third super chat of the day, guys, is from Steven Rapp. He says, how can we not only stop ADM, but also inside giving allocations to buddies, meaning an unfair list or whatever under the table crap is going on to get picked? Steven Rapp. We actually have a little bit of something for that too. Steve actually has experienced something like this where you can pay money to get bumped to a top of the list. It is not a good practice. I mean, it's awesome for the people who have the money who want to pay to be bumped to the top of the list, but it sucks for everybody else. And I don't know, Steve, do you want to talk about that at all?
Hey, Justin, I have this right here, this letter that Future Sean just sent me. I'm going to read it out loud. This is from that guy. He said, says his name, I guess, C8 Corvette. It's Kurt Hodge. Says, I am very disappointed today. Back in May of 2019, I put a deposit down with Bachman Chevrolet. The day after the initial C8 reveal, which I was deployed to a very active combat zone in Afghanistan for a Z06, knowing it would likely be years for the car to be produced. I was told that at the time of the dealership would be asking MSRP. A few months ago, they sent out emails saying that they were no longer honoring MSRP, but market value. We had to sign a form acknowledging that, and I did. I didn't have MSRP in writing like I should have. They still did not announce what market value would be. Today I was told that they have an allocation and I would be their first Z06. All I had to do is pay $50,000 over MSRP. I'm not willing to do that. Over the years of being on their list, they have lied several times. I was initially told MSRP. I was told that they would ship, and recently, when I asked about markups, I mentioned how crazy some dealers were, that they were asking $50,000 to $100,000 over MSRP, and was told, "Oh no, you don't have to worry about that." I know GM doesn't care, and I know Bachmann Chevrolet doesn't care. I just want to vent some frustration, and if any person sees this and chooses not to do business with Bachmann, I'll feel a little bit better. And any dealership selling a vehicle at MSRP but willing to put me on the list, that was it. That's sad, man.
That is sad. And honestly, that is exactly what we need to start getting out there. Like the dealership experiences, if we can attack these guys, and this was Bachmann, right?
Bachmann Chevrolet. I don't know where, but wherever Bachmann is.
Well, Bachmann's in Louisville, Kentucky, right? Yeah, it's in Louisville. That's where Chevy Dude used to work. Mm-hmm. And
yes,
from what I understand, Chevy Dude actually stepped down from that dealership because of their over MSRP practices. So that says a lot about the belief in Corvettes, because if he literally quit his job and walked away because they're charging over MSRP, that's unfortunate. Yeah, it's Louisville, Kentucky. That's what I thought. Real quick, though, Steve Robertson, guys, I got to call out these Venmos because some of you guys, I didn't want to keep harping on this, but some of you guys did have donated via Venmo, and that does help the channel and the Vette Syndicate crew a lot more than the Super Chats, even though they're both very greatly appreciated. Steve Robertson donated $50, and he said, "For the cause," which will get him entered 5 times to win the C8 Vette Parts Online Engine Bay dress-up kit. Now, I will actually post a picture of that here in a second because I do want you guys all to see this. But for those of you who don't know, Rich is actually the guy who runs C8 Vette Parts Online, and he was going to be at Carlisle, but this year he is sick, so he's not going to be there. So if you guys know him in any capacity or have an email for him, go to c8vetpartsonline.com, send him a message, and tell Rich that you wish him well and that you hope he feels better soon. But in the meantime, guys, Steve Robertson donated $50. He gets entered 5 times to win that beautiful piece of equipment. So you get the red parts on the left and right side of the engine bay that will be painted in any color that you want. So if you win this, you will get to paint those however you want. Every $10 donated will get you 1 entry. Steve Robertson donated $50. He gets entered 5 times. My wife is keeping track of this stuff, and she's very good at what she does. Let's see. Grandpa Barney, he got us a donation of $25, so he'll be entered twice to win the C8 Corvette or the C8 Vette Parts Online engine dress-up kit. He says, "From Grandpa for Tears Rag." Yeah, so, and Omid is on here. I saw him tune in. He says, "Good job, Steve. Here's a little something for your efforts." So, Steve, you earned yourself $50 today for your effort making that phone call.
I'm gonna make a dance.
There it is. So, Omid donated $50 specifically to Steve. So, Steve, you can eat for another day.
Or 2.
Food.
Oh yeah, you got to drink your food for the next couple days. All right, so what else do we got here? So if you guys, like I said, if you're interested in winning this thing here, every $10 donated on the Super Chat will get you 1 entry. One more thing I wanted to discuss real quick is that poll that I put up a second ago. Let's pull that down and see. So I asked, would you put carbon fiber wheels on your Z06 non-Z07 car? And yeah, I kind of figured it was good to go this way. 67% of you said no, 33% said yes. So we're going to end that poll. Dr. Corvette, that's a fantastic question. I think I'm going to copy and paste that as the next poll. He asks, How many of the 300 people on this live right now, how many of you are actually getting a Z06? How many of you are number 1 or number 2 allocation? Because honestly, you're going to have to be at least 1 or 2 on most dealership lists to get one year 1. So let's ask that. That's going to be the next poll up here, guys. I can't paste, can I? I can, yes. I am not. There we go. What do you guys think? Check out that recent poll. We're wondering how many of the 300 people on here are actually going to get a Z06. Now, I'm asking specifically if you're number 1 or number 2 at your dealership allocation, because if you're not, you're probably not getting one. Wesley, it really depends on where you're at on your dealership list and what dealership you're at. It's going to be double digits at Ciocca, but just for argument's sake, I'm going to keep it to 1 or 2 across the board. LT4 Powered says, even if you're getting one, you might not be getting one. Yeah, so that's the thing, is I wanted to keep it at 1 or 2 because most small dealerships, they're probably not even going to get 2 cars. Now, obviously, Ciocca is probably going to get between 40 and 50, 60 maybe, but most dealerships are not that big to get that many. Car Speed is number 2, and he still won't get one soon. And that's the sad reality as well, guys. I don't want to make it seem like you're guaranteed one, but well, Steve, you just earned yourself another $48 and some change. David, Grandpa Barney, he says, for Steve's fine work, he's proud of you. So
Hey.
Good job, Steve.
Thanks.
You got to get your teeth pulled and make some angry calls to dealerships more often.
Oh. Thank you.
My wife will. What's that?
I said thank you. I was telling thank you.
Grandpa Barney.
Yep.
Appreciates your effort. And Steve, he appreciates you appreciating. Randall Mason says, Chevy Dude is selling cars on his own now. Hope that grows big time for him. I saw that. That is definitely interesting. As long as he sticks to the no markup thing that he quit that other dealership for, I'm sure he'll go far.
What is he selling? Everything?
Everything from what I saw. It's a small dealership,
Okay.
like a little used car
Okay.
dealership. Just give the dealership a 1-star review. Also posted it on my Facebook Car Club. Joe, it's unbelievable how far something like that will actually go. So don't think that that's not going to do anything, because as we saw here today, you can make a difference. A lot of people complained about this, and I honestly, it really seems timing-wise that Steve was the straw that broke the camel's back here, because as soon as he made that call, it was about an hour later I saw this message come in on Instagram, and it was a guy saying that that dealership had backed out. So it could have been him.
Yeah, one thing too is I know I saw somebody mention, who are we all calling tomorrow? Calling is good, but I think Google reviews and Yelp, things like that, are better because they last. A phone call is a one-time thing, but on Google reviews it stays there.
Yeah, I totally agree. So we want something that's going to stay in writing for a while. Now, with that said, the dealership that backed down, the Mac Hike or whatever, they actually did say that people calling was a good portion of why they did that as well. So it's a little bit of everything. Honestly, if you're attacking them from all angles, they're not going to be able to continue doing what they're doing if everybody is fighting that hard on paying over MSRP. HPO, do you think the ride on the Z06 will be firmer than the C7? By the way, congrats on your C6. Thank you. I actually don't, believe it or not. I gave this some thought because the C7 Z07 was 33% in the rear stiffer and 26% or something in the front. That's pretty significantly stiffer than the Z06. When you step up to the C8, it's only 7% firmer Z07 over Z06 at the C8 car. So I feel like even the base C8 rode a lot softer than the base C7. I think the Z06 C8 is going to be softer riding, which is not necessarily a concern because the C7 rides pretty stiff, and everybody attributes stiff ride to a good performing suspension. That's not necessarily the case. If you guys follow, and I actually made a video with him down at DSC Sport. What was his name? Mike. He actually put a DSC controller, sport controller, in my C7 Z06, and I was able to adjust the softness to basically Cadillac style all the way up to track Z06 stuff. And even at the stiffest, the track suspension, it was still not as stiff as the stock track suspension, but it performed better. And it was shortly after those DSC controllers really caught on that GM decided to recalibrate their internal mag ride calibration and release it out to the 2017 and up cars. So no, I don't think it's going to be stiffer. Yeah, I mean, 30% stiffer than a C8 Stingray, absolutely. But I don't think it's going to be stiffer than the Z07 C7.
Carspeed made a good point though. He said, make sure, he goes, the calling does work because it interrupts business. He said, make sure you ask for sales because that will definitely be taking away from their day.
Absolutely.
Productive. So yeah.
Yeah. Every time they have to stop to answer that phone.
Yeah.
It slows them down. It stops business. It stops people from paying 90K over. Like, let's do it. Make that phone call. Right now we got, Bachman Chevrolet, and man, I don't remember the name of that dealership in Maryland that was charging, they were charging 200K over, but I'm going to have to try to dig for that information because that dealership needs some phone calls. Steven Rapp says, really guys, the inside deals beyond ADM is the unseen issue. Under table money to sales, list number changes, fraudulent lists. 100% Steven. And that is another level of corruption that is going to be hard to infiltrate because, when you have a friend giving a friend, you know, a slip under the table or whatever, it's going to be tough to stop that from happening, unfortunately. CW says, so will there be a ZR1 model C8? Officially, no one knows. My opinion, no. Well, my opinion is this. If the E-Ray replaces the Grand Sport in the lineup, so if the E-Ray exists and the Grand Sport no longer exists, then I believe the Zora is going to replace the ZR1. Springs are what makes the car a stiff ride, correct?
I wish they'd actually do a ZR1, leave it alone, and make the Zora full electric. If they're going to go electric anytime around, give us the ZR1. Just give us even if it's a hybrid, just give us the ZR1, end it with that. Zora be, new generation or something, but give us the ZR1.
Yeah, the thing is I actually heard a rumor about a different engine that someone sent me this again on Instagram. A lot of this stuff, what we're here on these Monday nights, or in this case a Tuesday night, to talk about is some rumors that I've heard, but not necessarily any truth to them. And one of the rumors I heard recently from someone on Instagram is that there is another engine that Chevy is producing right now that is supposed to go to a ZR1. And it's going to be a twin turbo, but it wasn't your typical 5.5 liter flat plane crank. It was some massively gigantic engine. And again, this is something, there's no proof of any of this, but if that's the case, the ZR1 could potentially exist and it could potentially be huge. Guys, I got to call out the latest donation on Venmo from Dr. Corvette, massive supporter of the channel. He gives $100 and he says, beer money for Carlisle. That's awesome. Dr. Corvette, thank you so much. You're doing God's work. Yeah, right there it is. $100 beer money sent. Thank you so much. Actually, that might go towards some beer, but for the most part, that's going to be water because it's supposed to be like 92 degrees the whole time. Omid says, gave $50. Well, first off, Dr. Corvette will now be entered 10 times into the ability to win these beautiful things. And again, they don't have to be red. Even though they are red here, they will be painted whatever color you would like them to be painted before they're sent out by C8 Vet Parts Online. And if you guys have time, please go to c8vetpartsonline.com, go to contact us, send them an email, and say that you send an email to Rich from there and say that you hope he feels better because he is under the weather and we want to make sure that he gets better. But in the meantime, you can win these things by donating $10. Every $10 donated is one entry. Omid says, thanks, Justin, for the channel. Omid, thank you for your subscription and obviously your support for the channel. He gave $50, so he'll be entered 5 times to win those same things. Yep, and then that looks like it for now. But I'm going to be calling out every donation from Venmo from here forward, so you guys know exactly who's donating and exactly how many chances it's giving you. Great White North Corvette, we're going to see you at Carlisle tomorrow afternoon. We'll be there probably around 3 or 4 o'clock. If you're there at that time, feel free to stop by the booth. I'm in space IG 117 to IG 118. Omid, thank you again. So lastly, guys, I want to talk about Corvettes at Carlisle. I kind of just said what I wanted to talk about. Me and Jason, my wife, and a couple of the other subscribers are going to be hanging out at the Horsepower Obsessed booth. Steve will not be because he had his tooth pulled, and
I'm going to be the editor behind the scenes. Jason's going to keep sending me stuff all weekend, and I'm going to make crate reels. And so,
well, let's keep him busy. But yeah, so big ones, me and Jason and my wife will be at the booth. Come say hi. We'll be right beside AWE, right in the midway. I will also have 6 spaces down by the food court, which will be filled with other friends of mine. So you're going to see a bunch of Corvettes that are all Horsepower Obsessed branded. Yeah, we'll be right by AWE. I'll be rocking their exhaust, of course, on my ZR1. I'll have the big pop-up Horsepower Obsessed booth. You're not going to be able to miss it. Please come by and say hi. I'd love to talk to you guys. Obviously, this Corvette community has grown quite a bit since we've started the Vette Syndicate and the Corvette Weekly. We want to talk to you. Jason flew all the way from Texas to talk to you guys, so come by and say hi.
And I had to buy a $27 pizza to eat today, so.
It was 20. Was that in Chicago?
Yes.
Yeah. It was kind of like.
Dish? Was it deep dish?
No, but it was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
I'm a C7 guy, probably will be until done building our house. You guys are doing an awesome job. The power of voice. Thank you, Tony. I'm a C7 guy too. Honestly, I had a C8 and I preferred my C7. Now, my C7 is, of course, the top of the line C7 versus the base C8. So I don't make a big deal out of the fact that I preferred the C7 because, of course, you would in that situation. But
He's not going to Carlisle.
yeah, I found that out a couple days ago. General Lee, you hear that? You're upsetting my wife too. She wanted you to be at Carlisle.
I thought that was a given. I thought for sure you'd be there.
Oh yeah, we only got 85 likes, guys. We gotta get those thumbs up. The thumbs up. Yeah.
oh my God, we had 300, well over 300 earlier.
Yeah, 327 viewers and only 85 likes, guys. Please hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us. Really, really helps us be able to keep bringing out this kind of news for you guys. And of course, being the voice of reason, like Steve was earlier with the dealership, and we get to do this kind of stuff because of these live videos. So if you guys could please, the thumbs up doesn't cost any money and it does help support the channel still. So please do whatever you can to make that a reality for us here. If you could hit that, it would be awesome. All right, so one more donation from Grandpa Barney. He donates $55, so he'll be entered 5 times again. West Hills Chevrolet, Bremerton, Washington, 15,000 over MSRP. Go get him, buddy. All right, Grandpa Barney, I love the enthusiasm. But thank you again for the support. I think I am gonna actually start making a list of these, and we're gonna bring these to the live videos every week and just talk about a list of dealerships that we need to rain down upon.
I mean, especially since they're going after consumers now, we have to go back after the dealers.
100%. Is there I don't know yet if I'm going to purchase a Z06. No, so this particular poll was just to see how many of the 300 people on this live are actually going to buy a Z06. So 47% of 152 people, my math's not the greatest, we'll say 75. That's about 75 people are, and more than 75 are not. I'm going to end that poll. That's interesting. The Z06 is a cool car, but at the end of the day, if you're not on the allocation between number 1 and number 2 on most dealerships, there are some exceptions to this rule, but if you're not 1 or 2, you're probably not getting one year 1. And that's the unfortunate truth to it. Trust me, I'd love to say that that was wrong and that it's different, but right now that seems to be the case. But yeah, let's see where we're at here. What do we got? Thumbs up wise, we are at 180. Is that right? Did it really just increase that many?
Seems
That seems
like, a lot.
Unlikely.
Yeah, that was quick.
And more than likely one thumbs down.
Oh, there's at least one thumbs down. I know.
For
We
sure.
we know that person.
Maybe
Or
even
two.
5.
Maybe even 5. Yeah, might just be 5 thumbs down. But let's see. Ken says, Justin and Amber, if you're looking for the golf cart, go across the street by the main entrance. Nolan's is the name. Look for the golf carts on the front lawn. Ken, I will definitely be in touch with you because I do want to get a golf cart.
Definitely Ken. We're going to miss him too.
Yeah. Yeah, Ken, Amber's saying we're going to miss you at Carlisle as well. So Ken and General Lee both not going to Carlisle. We are definitely going to miss those two. Big Carlisle guys. I mean, Ken's name, his nickname is literally Kenny Carlisle.
Hey, make sure you let people know that are coming to Carlisle. We will have Vette Syndicate shirts. They're being printed as we speak. You will have them at least for Saturday.
Yeah.
Special
Okay,
edition.
are you shipping them?
Yeah, I'm shipping them to you overnight.
Okay. Overnight. All right, guys. We will have Vette Syndicate shirts. We will have Horsepower Obsessed shirts.
Key tag.
Oh, we're also going to have scrape armor. So if you guys have a C8 Corvette, come by the booth. I'm going to have for sale the scrape armor radiator grill guards, the official GM part to stop your radiators from getting beat up. Stop by the tent. They are actually going to be $40 off. Was that 20%? No, 10%. 10% off for the show. So you will save $40 just for buying them at Carlisle. And you can then take them, install them on your C8, and you will have an official GM part to stop radiator damage.
So that's another new sponsorship for you.
That is a new sponsorship, yes. So Scrape Armor and Horsepower Obsessed is, good God, what is this? This asks if the whole Vette Syndicate team is staying for entire Carlisle event. Me and Jason will be there for the entire event. Steve can't make it due to prior events in his life, but he will do better next year. Can't find a hotel room, says Steven Rapp. Yeah, if you waited this long.
Steve told me he was going to drive his Corvette up next year.
Yeah.
But only if it was raining.
You have a secret admirer, somebody spamming your chat.
I know. I get these all the time in videos. I'm just like,
is that the new girls I requested? Says LT4 powered. Why does this happen? All right, what do we do here? We'll put that user in timeout, guys. I took care of it. All right, so yeah, we got the spammers out of here. I don't know what that's all about, but guys, again, if you could please smash that thumbs up button. We had 300 people in here at one point.
Ever since I've been here.
And
adulted times.
yeah, I want to make sure we get the thumbs up so we can keep doing this stuff for you guys. Like I said, Jason flew all the way from Texas. He deserves a thumbs up. He probably needs a good night's sleep too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
That
know.
layover was.
That's bad.
Mm-hmm.
After a $27 pizza, he's pretty
Dude,
tired.
I'm telling you, man.
Although you left the crust.
I did not eat the crust. I was not going to waste that pizza.
Future Sean says, I'm going aero aftermarket if Z07 isn't available. Also adding carbon fiber wheels without Z07 if it isn't available. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. So, as you guys know right now, the Z07 package is on constraint, but I've heard through the grapevine that might change. I hope it does because I want the Z07 package really badly. I don't want to skimp on that, but if I have to, in order to get the car earlier, I'll drop Z07 and just build the thing to look like one. Because like I said, at the end of the day, the suspension is only 7% stiffer. So there's not really a whole lot of physical differences that I can see. Ken says, Justin, have them check across the... What? All right. Well, I was starting to read it, Ken. I'm not going to read that. Dr. Corvette says you're going to have shirts there for sale, right? Yes, we will. Dr. Corvette will have Vette Syndicate, Horsepower Obsessed shirts, and the scrape armor we were talking about a second ago. If you guys have a C8, you're definitely going to want to check out the radiator grill guards.
Can you find out if anybody's interested in the old shirts so that we can bring them?
We'll bring some.
And let's see, there were two things. All I got to do is remember what they were because they were ones I was reading. One, Dallas-Fort Worth, for who asked what part of Texas. The other one is somebody mentioned you should do a poll asking what everybody's what gen everybody has of Corvette at some point. So I was thinking next time, since it's so late on this, and we should do that.
We will do that for
Yeah.
sure. That's a good idea. William Richardson says, I might trade my C8 radiator grill online. Parts for the scrape armor still in the box unopened. Interesting. Yeah, come over. If you're at Carlisle, come over to the booth. Talk to us. The C8 Vette parts online is still a really great option. It's just, in this case, the only thing that really is really pushing for scrape armor is their packaging is phenomenal. It feels like I'm opening up a brand new cell phone. And it's an official licensed product. And from what I understand, there's a lot of stuff that goes on the back end of their scrape or their radiator grill protection. I'm actually going to do a video with the engineers on it one of these days, because there was a lot of design elements that went into this thing. It's not just your typical piece of chicken wire that gets zip tied to the back of your current grill openings. There is a lot of R&D that went into these things to make sure that no airflow was restricted. They tested these at Ron Fellows. They tested them in the aero chambers that GM uses with the vapors, and no airflow is disrupted, but it does reduce the amount of area where rocks and bugs can get in. So definitely a good purchase.
Dr. Corbett. And yes, 90K Spring Mountain is the performance driving school in Pahrump, Nevada for the Corvette.
Dr. Corvette's reimbursed you for your
Yeah, I
pizza.
know. I was supposed to tell him. Thank you, Dr. Corvette.
Dr. Corvette.
Much appreciated. That pizza was
Great.
expensive.
Hooking Jason up with a free pizza.
But it was at an airport. I didn't have any
Yeah,
choice.
right.
You know.
It was either that or chicken tenders.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. One last call, please, for the thumbs up. I know it sounds like I'm begging for change here, but
You have a great subscriber base.
Yes,
I really,
absolutely.
Really, just
We talk about that off all the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
The subscriber, I don't know if you guys just heard, my wife just said that we have a really great subscriber base, and we do.
Yeah.
I mean, all three of us here, we have
really loyal.
yeah, we have
Yeah.
very loyal fans here. I mean, literally, Dr. Corvette just sent Jason $30
Yeah.
to pay for his pizza.
And I kid you not, it is very much appreciated.
100%.
And I love reading the comments. Honestly, sometimes I'm not listening because I'm reading comments, and you're like, "What do you guys think?" I'm thinking, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we've created this community here to engage, not just to sit here and hear ourselves speak. So Jason and Steve typically they monitor the chat quite frequently. You'll see them typing in there because I talk a lot, unfortunately, and we're still trying to fix a speaker issue that we're having, a microphone issue, where if I'm talking while Steve's trying to talk, it will kind of cut him out. But William Richardson says, aren't they an official sponsor of Ron Fellows being Scrape Armor? I believe that they are, yes. What's the deal with the radiator protection grills causing overheating issues? They're not causing overheating issues. GM was worried about that being an issue in the beginning because people were just zip tying whatever they could to the backside of these radiator grill openings, and they designed them the way they did specifically to not inhibit airflow. Now, with the Scrape Armor ones, they have tested everything they possibly could to make sure that there is no restriction on airflow. So I don't think any of them out there are actually causing any kind of overheating issues right now, but if they were going to, the Scrape Armor ones would be the last ones to do so because they've been tested against it. I'm late. What's the news? Guys, I am going to give a real quick recap. In the meantime, if you could please smash that thumbs up button. Thank you all for the Venmo chats today. You guys have taken care of Steve and Jason both, and me. So you got, again, yeah, very loyal fan base here. We love you guys. But real quick, looks like 214 thumbs up. That's pretty good, but let's try to get it a little higher. We got 270 people watching. Real quick recap, guys. We are going to talk about the fact that the 2023 Corvette Z06 is limited to 10% of C8 production. So right now, the C8 production is geared to hit possibly as high as 30,000. That means Z06 related, you're only getting 3,000. I personally think it's going to be closer to 2,500. But if you're waiting for a C8 Z06, you might not be getting one year one. That's 2,500 cars. That is a low amount of cars.
That's like your ZR1.
Yeah, my ZR1
For 1 year.
for reference, my ZR1 was made for 1 year. It was a little over 2,800 of them made. I have never seen another ZR1 on the road with me. When I go to Corvettes at Carlisle, I typically count 5 of them. That's including mine. So other than Corvettes at Carlisle, I have never seen another ZR1 on the street. Grandpa Barney hooking up the Venmo again, it looks like. Oh my God, another one. All right, Grandpa Barney says, for my little brother Jason, love you, brother.
Aww.
Thank you, Grandpa Barney.
Sent,
so kind.
sent $50. That's still going to get you entered.
Appreciate you.
Yes,
That's
it
still
will.
going to get you entered to win the engine dress up parts too. So that's another 5 entries for you. You guys are freaking killing it tonight.
Yeah. It means more than like I don't think we can convey, you know, like what it means. It really does.
I think it helps too that you guys got a tight knit friendship
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just YouTube. It's
No. Yeah.
your friends off camera too.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
100%.
Steve, we need to meet you.
Yeah.
I've never met him yet. in
And I'm
person.
looking forward. This is why I came to
Yeah.
Carlisle, because I want to be able to meet as many of the people that we see on here as possible. You know, it's important to me.
And Jason, I mean,
Maybe
Justin's
next
coming.
year we can get a bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
Steve, say that again, Steve. Sorry.
Justin is coming to Texas, and you need to bring Amber to Texas.
Hmm.
I'm gonna try to be down there in November so I can meet up with General Lee as well.
Yeah.
What was I talking about now? I totally lost my
I
train of
just said
thought.
You guys have a tight knit friendship.
Yeah,
Off
we
camera,
we
too.
do. We all talk on a daily basis. I talked to Steve, I think 2 or 3 times today before we even did the live video. Mario, I wish you could go too, man. I would love to meet every single person on this chat right now. I would love to meet all of you because you guys are literally what makes this community what it is. And yeah, it's getting better as time goes on. Steven Rapp says he already has the scrape armor grill guards and they're sweet. They are very sweet. But guys, once again, that I don't know, David. I actually texted him the other day and he told me Whitmoyer got 1 car and it was not for him. Yeah, recap. Guys, last time I'm going to do the recap, I promise. I keep getting sidetracked. 2023 Corvette Z06 production will be limited to 10% of C8s produced. So right now we're looking at 30,000 at most C8s, which means 3,000 at most Z06s. To put that in perspective, 2,800 ZR1s that were made for C7. I have never seen another one on the road. I've seen them at big car events like Carlisle, but other than that, I have never seen another ZR1 on the road at the same time I'm on the road. Z06/Z07 suspension comparison, only 7% difference is what I remember, unless that has changed. Check out Speed Phenom's video, though. He goes over all the details. That was another thing we talked about. And then the big one was 3 dealerships that are kind of being bad. And the first one is, of course, what was it called?
Mac Hike.
Oh, Mac Hike Chevrolet in
Mac
Houston.
Hike,
Yeah.
All
I
right.
actually remember Mac Hike. I used to live, not him, but the dealer. I used to live in Houston.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, Mac Hike was charging $90K over sticker. Plus, you had to give a non-refundable $6,000 deposit. So right off the bat, you had to hand them almost $100,000 just for them to say, "Okay, now you can wait for your car."
There's ones that are 200.
Sure.
That's what I thought.
Now, with that being said, though, enough people complained, and I can raise my volume for you right now, actually. Enough people complained, and Steve made a phone call and changed all this. So, yeah, because of us complaining, because of the Corvette community in general just being insane, we were able to stop it. We were able to shut them down. And because of that, they came back on Facebook and said, "Okay, we're sorry. We're not going to charge over MSRP anymore. Please don't hate us." And we made that change. We made that happen. All of us, not just the guys on the screen here. You guys in the chat, everything. You all made this possible. And that's pretty awesome because there's still a lot of work to do. We still have to do this more often. There's more dealerships that need the same kind of reality check. 90K ADM guy did not pay the 90K up front, just the 6K. Okay. All right, well, you're still handing him almost $100,000. Yeah, so, and then after that, guys, the only other bit of information, me and Jason and my wife will be at the Horsepower Obsessed booth at Carlisle, right beside AWE, which is going to be the midway. It's going to be row IG 117 to IG 118 will be my spot. I'll have my ZR1, my new C6 Z06. My truck will be there, even though it's not a Corvette, because I need something to haul all this stuff in.
Mhm.
Jason will be driving the Z06.
Yeah.
Jason will be the man behind the wheel of the Z06.
I'm truck duty.
Yeah, Amber's on the truck duty. I'm driving the ZR1. Yeah, come out and say hi, guys. You can buy the scrape armor stuff. If you have a C8 Corvette, roll up in your C8, grab a scrape armor kit, save yourself $40 just because it's Carlisle. If you wait until after Carlisle, you're going to pay $40 more for no reason for the exact same thing. So buy them at Carlisle. You'll see the scrape armor big like banners hanging from my booth as well. Come buy some Vette Syndicate shirts, buy some Horsepower Obsessed shirts, buy some scrape armor stuff. We got all kinds of stuff. We're Corvette guys. We are here to service the Corvette community.
Let them know it's cash and carry. They can actually get it while they're there too. They can go take it home with them. They don't have to order it.
Yeah. It's not, you're not ordering it. You are actually buying it at the booth and taking it home with you. It is right there for purchase. You don't have to wait. Elijah said, let's do this with all Corvette dealerships that charge big league markups, power back to the Corvette Army. 100%. Let's try to make a list, guys. If you are on a list right now for a C8 Z06 and you know they're charging over MSRP, send me an email, horse.power.obsessed@gmail.com. I'll put it in the chat over here. Send me an email. Tell me how much they're charging over, what dealership it is, and where it's located. And we're going to have a real fun time with this one. We're going to make sure that people know of all the dealerships doing this. Mario says, Justin, do you think if you get Z06, bring it to Florida? Yeah. So Mario, the first thing I'm doing at this point, based on my target production week for my Z06, I doubt I'll even ship it to PA. It's going to be shipped straight to Florida. All of the paint protection film and everything is going to be done in Florida. This car is going to look awesome, by the way, guys. It's going to be a one of. I just talked to somebody very important at XPEL today, and they have some really interesting XPEL that I'm going to be one of the only ones getting. And it's going to look really cool. I'll tell these guys off screen. I forgot to mention it, but
Pink's a great color. No.
yeah, so be sure to tune in, but it will be in Florida for at least the winter time until it comes to PA for the summer. But yeah. Great chat, family. Yeah, General. Thanks for tuning in as always, man. It's always a good time when you're in the house, and that's why we're going to miss you at Carlisle. But I think we're going to start wrapping this up, guys. One last time, please, big thumbs up. Let us know you're liking the content. Be sure to come by and check us out at Carlisle. We're at spot IG 117 and IG 118, right beside AWE.
Is it an end cap?
Stop by and say hi to me and Jason. Buy some shirts. Vette Syndicate, Horsepower Obsessed, scrape armor stuff for your C8. It'll be a good time, guys. Come by and say hi. Other than that, I think we're all good. By the way, the new Florida shop. You're not supposed to know that yet, Joe. You're not supposed to know that. I have a video coming on that real soon, though. We did get the floor done down in Florida, and it looks amazing.
It does.
But anyway, guys, yep, we will see you guys in Carlisle. Steve?
I'll be here editing.
Okay.
That's right.
All right, guys. If you have little thumbs, just try your best. Give me a little thumbs up then. It's all right, guys. All right, Future Sean, we'll see you later. Guys, we'll catch you next week, next Monday, same time, same place.
See you guys.